And be with me today.
Thank you, Melissa.
How are you doing?
I'm well. Welcome to 2026. Here we are in January already.
Already.
Second week with students. We've got a little 2-hour delay here starting today because of the weather, but keeping our students safe. Good conversation with area superintendents and bus drivers and the bus company and Dan Anderson over at Go Right Way, just trying to make decisions that are in the best interest of all of our kids and staff.
And I got the text messages this morning and I was like, boy, they're coming in a little late today. But, I looked outside and I thought, probably a good idea that you did.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that support. Yeah, we were probably communicating before 5 a.m. and having conversation about what it looks like and is it coming through. And then to the west of us, some of the districts started to go with the 2-hour delay a little bit earlier because the rain was making its way through. And I think some of it came from the rain settling on some snow-covered roads out in the county that were still being plowed or being taken care of. And then there's also the city, which had theirs very well cleared. Yeah. So now you've got rain landing on that cold surface. So, it's a tough decision to make. But really, when you're making decisions to make sure we keep our students and staff safe, it becomes a little bit easier to just say, we'll err on the side of safety. And the 2-hour delay, I think, will help. And we'll see students here in a little bit.
In a little bit? Yes, oh, my goodness. So... Well, you were talking about superintendents.
Yes.
And how's that superintendent search going?
It's coming along very well.
Yeah.
Our Human Resources Director, Tracy Coleman, is working very, very closely with our Board of Education, as well as CISA 8. Okay. Dave Honish and Allie Tress over at CISA 8 do a great job of organizing the process, working with the board as to what legally can be asked, cannot be asked. The position closed, I believe, this past Sunday on January 5th. So they had a meeting on January 6th to take a peek at a variety of the individuals who had applied. Nice. Hopes are to have interviews set up for the end of this month, end of January. And then on the fast track, they're potentially looking at February or March, going to the Board of Education with the approval process for someone who would start then on July 1. So that individual would have a few months to get to know the district, come and meet me, meet the staff at district office. And so again, a lot of that has to follow a timeline. If it goes perfectly and smoothly, sometimes there's some bumps that happen along the way. But as of right now, they're looking at the end of January, the big step of the interviews, which the board will be actively involved in. And then from there, hopefully finding someone and then going to the board for approval, for formal approval.
Oh my gosh, that's moving right along.
It is, and it's good to see the process going as smoothly as it has. My retirement was announced back in November, and ever since then, CISA 8 and our board and Tracy have really been doing an outstanding job of just staying on top of it and keeping people informed that need to know. And sometimes you go a couple of weeks without any new news on the process, but they're certainly doing a good job with it.
Definitely. Yeah. Definitely. And 10th graders, they went to NWTC.
They did. What a great opportunity. A shout out to our Chamber of Commerce.
Oh, yeah.
We appreciate NWTC for hosting it. We've got roughly 150 10th graders that took part in a questionnaire talking about careers and pathways and where they would like to see themselves working someday. And then as they went through that process, there was an event hosted out at NWTC, again, sponsored by the Chamber. I believe there were over 30 vendors that were there where kids could go talk to the vendors. But what was really unique, and I'm going to ask you a question in a moment, is the students were then able to go into different classrooms or different settings specific to what they wanted to work and ask questions. So I understand you were one of the guest presenters in the area of the arts. So thank you very much for doing that for our students and for our community. It's really a great thing, Melissa. I don't think people know enough about what you do in the world of journalism and media, but also about your interesting pathway to get to this point. And I think kids hear that and they think, okay, so I don't have to go to a 4-year school right away, or it took you a few years before you made that determination that this is where I fit and where I belong. So
you don't.
So how did it go? I'm going to interview you for a moment. How was the event as a presenter?
It was, the first time you do it, like I've done this a couple of times, but with talking with the other panelists, we were like, this is kind of scary. How do teachers do this every day? And there was like 30 students in front of us. But no, it went really well. And, I had told you earlier, we actually had one girl that came up to us who had tears in her eyes, and and said that we actually got her right to her core,
Sure.
what we were saying,
Sure.
and it was just like, wow, we got through,
Mhm.
you know. So
Yeah.
yeah,
You have that impact, and it is such a neat opportunity. So again, I thank you for doing that. But for our students to leave the classroom
Oh, yeah.
and go out to NWTC and get to meet some of the folks from local business and industry. You talked about the arts. You said that you were with 2 other individuals, and
Yep.
you're just fielding questions back and forth.
Yep.
It starts with that conversation. It starts with those kids building a
Oh,
connection and
yeah.
saying, hey, I want to give this a shot. I want to learn more about it. How do I learn more? So just a first step in a long process to get our students where they want to be. We want them to graduate college, career, community, ready. You know?
Oh,
So,
I know. It was great to really learn about what they want to do
Yeah.
with their future. A lot of them, it was gaming,
Sure.
or some of them wanted to be cosmetologists.
Sure.
Some of them, you know, retail
Yep.
was one. I mean, it was a broad variety of, you know, employment
Sure.
opportunities
Sure.
that they
Just
wanted.
the interests are
Yeah,
so different than when
so
we were
different.
in school. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
like I took my assessment in high school, and I was supposed to be a funeral director.
all right. And you would have been wonderful at that too, because I think that's about building that connection with people. So,
Right.
Yeah. So very good. Well, back to just the point. First and foremost, thank you for being a
Well,
part of
thank
that.
you.
And secondly, our Chamber of Commerce and NWTC and our local businesses and industries. I know we sent, like I said, roughly 150 10th graders out there. I think there were over 350 kids there
Yeah.
throughout the day. There were
Yes.
different sectionals that kids could attend. So what a great experience
It
for our local
was.
community.
I mean, like I said, I was there for quite a few hours, and it was packed.
Cool.
Kids everywhere getting swag and playing and talking and
Sure.
getting literature, and it was really nice to see it.
Yeah.
It was wonderful.
Yeah.
So
Big deal.
it was a big deal.
Yeah.
And speaking of big deals, you had a female wrestler that reached her 100th win.
So this past weekend, female wrestler Jasleen Fongbaki, who has experience at competing at the state level as well, competed over in Peshtigo at their invitational. She went 6-0, won the championship, obviously, when you go 6-0, so she did very well there, and it matched up that it was her 100th career win.
Oh,
so,
my
yeah,
gosh.
winter sports are in full effect, and,
Yeah.
and different activities. Our high Q team won yesterday. They had a good battle with St. Thomas Aquinas and Gillett, and they came out on top with that. So a lot of great things happening for our students. But yeah, certainly wanted to give a shout out to our wrestling program, and great to see some success there.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And then the honors band, too.
That's this weekend. I know we talked about that last month. We
yes.
talked about it at the board meeting. We've got 5 students that are being honored in the All-State Honors Band. It's a huge honor.
That's
I don't think I can
huge.
say that word enough,
No,
right?
that's
So-
amazing.
Yeah, so 3 from the high school level and 2 from the middle school. So shout out to our band directors, both at the middle school and high school, for their hard work, but also to these students, right? They get an opportunity to perform with the the University of Minnesota's band director.
Wow.
Yeah, so they'll be preparing, and then they'll have this weekend, and they'll do an actual performance over there. They bring together some of the greatest musicians in the state of Wisconsin to be a part of this event. So couldn't be prouder of those 5 kids
Oh
and the
my
hard work that they've
gosh.
put in to get to the point where they are. We wish them the best, safe travels, and we're hoping to hear some great reports on how well they performed over the weekend. So it's a big deal
It
for our kids.
gets my goosebumps going
That's
because
good.
I'm a band geek.
I know you are. Yep.
And then you have some community engagement nights coming up too.
We do. So 2 weeks from today, at the middle school on the 27th and at the high school on the 28th, just worked out perfectly that people can start marking their calendars and come on out and just see our schools 2 nights in a row. There are family engagement nights, our middle school, their engagement night. They have a free meal there.
Oh, nice.
They're also going to have some of our students lead some of the breakout sessions. Doesn't have to be just for parents. Community members can come in and just check out some of the great things that are happening. Teachers will have an opportunity to demonstrate how we get students engaged. There will be learning sessions on what it means to be chronically absent. So it's just kind of FYI informational things that people just need to know more about. So just trying to open those doors as we do every day in Marinette School District to give our community an opportunity to come in. The following night, Wednesday the 28th at Marinette High School, they're continuing with a family and community engagement night with a variety of events as well, where they have different showcases taking place. participants can take place in a huge raffle that'll take part at the end of the night. Some of their events that they wanted to make sure I was able to promote, there will be a bags tournament.
Oh, yeah.
Sumo wrestling. Interested to see what that looks like.
Oh, yeah.
Music bingo. There will be trivia and puzzle contests and competitions, a 3-point contest, and the ELA Cafe, where people get an opportunity to read poems or presentations, perform musical pieces.
Oh, how wonderful.
There will be mini marine carnival games, bounce houses for the younger kids, and then the Booster Club will also be providing food that night. So we invite the whole community to come on out, see the great things that are happening. That's 2 weeks from today. Wednesday will be at the middle school 4 to 7. Wednesday, the 28th, will be at the high school from 4 to 7. For more information, certainly feel free to call our schools or jump on our website or our social media, Facebook, and find out more about these great opportunities.
Okay. And you also have another awesome thing happening this week. It's this week, right? The mathematics?
Yes. So there's a math tour is what the Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction is doing. And for our listeners who don't know, sometimes you hear the acronym DPI. That's the Department of Public Instruction. That's the overarching organization that oversees all public instruction across the state of Wisconsin. They reached out about a month ago and wanted to come to Marinette School District to see some of the things we're doing in the area of mathematics. They're actually coming this Thursday. So they're going to bring 2 representatives from the state agency to come in and just check out our instructional practices and instructional strategies. It'll give our teachers, our administrators, our instructional coaches an opportunity to engage with folks at the state level to try and build that research-based and evidence-based instructional practices as we move forward as a district. We just recently implemented new math resources across the district. So, yeah, we're very excited that they chose Marinette and that they're willing to reach out. And they're going to make the trek north on Thursday, so we're looking forward to have them here. You know, sometimes when you're dealing with state agencies, they're on such tight timelines.
Oh, yeah.
We'd love to have them for the full day. I think right now they're going to be here for a half day, but we're excited about the opportunity to showcase some of the great things happening.
That's wonderful.
It is wonderful.
That is so cool.
Yes.
And speaking of cool, World Fest is coming back.
World Fest is coming back.
Yes.
Now, it used to be 2 times a year. This year, it's going to be 1 time a year. We thank the sponsors, the Widener, the University of Wisconsin Green Bay, and, of course, Stevenson National Bank and Trust. Our first artist will be Wade Fernandez, who's a Native American musician. He will be coming the last week of February. Wednesday, we will have him held here in Marinette, where he'll be doing his presentations and performances. Just a great cultural experience for our students to be a part of. We're so excited when we got the email to say, hey, we're coming back and we're coming in February. Can you make it work? Our administrators responded. I know Wendy DeZurek does a lot of behind-the-scenes work with this organization at this event, so we're thankful for her efforts. And our administrators were very excited. So, yeah, that'll be the end of February, so we're happy about that.
I got that information as well.
Yes.
And I was like, yes, this is wonderful because it's such a great thing for our community, you know, such culture.
Absolutely. And it started, gosh, a few years back. Kim Brooks and Rusty Wolf were instrumental in getting that into our community and making sure kids have opportunities that if we didn't provide that through community opportunities, they wouldn't be able to experience it. So we're looking forward to that at the end of February. And I can't believe I'm going to say what I'm going to say next, Melissa, but Friday is the end of the first semester.
Oh, my gosh.
We are halfway through the school year. Which means Monday the 19th will be a professional learning day for our staff. So our staff will be here next Monday. Our students will have the day off. I thank our students, our staff especially, and our community for the support to get us through this first half of the school year, and we're expecting even better things as we move into 2026 with our students and staff as well. So,
that's wonderful.
Yeah, we're halfway through.
Oh my gosh, that doesn't even seem possible.
It doesn't. Nope.
Oh, it just means that it's a shorter time for you to be coming in with me.
yes. Yeah. We got 5 of these left.
I know.
Right? Well, hopefully it'll continue with the next superintendent because I mean this sincerely. We are so blessed and so fortunate to have this opportunity once a month to just showcase the great things that are happening in the Marinette School District, and you've been such a great partner. So,
well, thank you. And I love hearing what's going on, and I feel that the community should know as well. So,
I do too.
You have a great day at school.
We will. We're looking forward to it.
All right. And everybody else, hang tight because we have someone else